All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So I just finished recording the channel update for the channel. So expect that to hit the channel relatively soon once it finishes. So I'm not going to do a huge, big introduction stuff in before the beginning of this video. Just check that out if you want to know what's happening with the channel and any other general updates, stuff like that. So without further ado, let us dive straight into it with Spy Family Mission 62 Part 3 by Tetsuya Endo with lettering by Rino Mappa and translation by Casey Lowe. So we pick up where we left Lloyd last time, pulling his gun on a frightened Frankie with, "You're Austanian infantry, yeah?" And Frankie's like, "Gah, who was still a soldier?" And he's like, "Where's your gun?" He's like, "I don't have one, I'm unarmed, I surrendered." He's like, "Look, I deserted. I just couldn't take it anymore. But I got lost and I've been wandering around in these mountains for 2 whole days." He's like, "Please, can't you give me something to eat?" And Lloyd, just no sympathy, pulls a gun on him. He's like, "I don't have rations to spare on dead men. Say goodbye." And he's like, "Wait." He's just, oh my god. There's just pathetic scream cries like, "Please, I'm begging you. I don't want to die having never been with a woman." And Lloyd's just completely taken aback by this. And he's like, "What's with this guy?" He's like, "All right, I can give you one cigarette." And you see them just puff, 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 puffing away as they share a cigarette. Yeah, somehow even the enemy managed to seem human. Give a shoo as he just lets out a little stream of smoke. And Frankie goes, "But you know, they actually did some interesting research at that university. Like, they got all these test subjects and showed them a film of a guy getting slapped, right?" And then Lloyd's like, "Huh? What's he blabbing about? This guy remembers they've got a gun on him, right?" It's like, "And they showed signs of discomfort because their brains empathize with the guy's pain. And that means it's human nature to want to avoid violence. But the thing is, they ran the experiment again, and this time they told the subjects, the guy's getting slapped by his lover because he cheated on her. So what do you think happened? When they watched it, the subject's brain showed signs of pleasure. I mean, doesn't that freak you out? They have no idea if they're being told the truth. But once the idea's in their heads, they do a complete 180. Weird, right? I don't know what the exact statistics are, but..." And Lloyd's just getting annoyed. Like, "Just say what you're trying to say." And Frankie just kind of side-eyes him calmly and he goes, "I'm just saying, isn't it stupid? This whole war between East and West? It's all the result of some diplomatic fiasco. So why is it all of us worthless peons gotta be the ones to clean up their mess? They tell us to hate each other, so we fight. And then we die. It's the most pointless thing in the world." And Lloyd's like, "Yeah, except it's you Austanians that started this war." And he goes, "In the East, they say it was the West that started it. They say that first bombing of Lewin was a false flag operation. There are even rumors Westell has got operatives from some other country to incite the Austinian army into doing it." And you see Lloyd just get angry as he grits his teeth. And he goes, "That's just blatant propaganda to get your country off the hook," as he pulls his gun on Frankie again. And Frankie's like, yeah, right, of course it is. I'm just saying, how could a bunch of foot soldiers like us know the truth about anything?" And you see Lloyd still furious going, "That day, that bombing, those bombs killed every last one of my friends. There's your truth." And Frankie's like, "Well, I'm in the exact same boat." And you see Lloyd just trying to process this and reconcile it and just getting mad because he can't. And he goes, "Like hell you are," and he just kicks him, starts kicking him. He goes, "This is all your side's fault. You stole everything from my world. So, do you know these Austanian monsters? You've witnessed their evil deeds, have you?" So, "Oh, I've seen them. I've seen all sorts of evil deeds. That's why I pay him back in kind." Do you have an as Frankie's just kind of slumped over after his beating. He's like, "To avenge the debts of..." And you see Lloyd's arms just kind of shaking as he's trying to will himself to pull the trigger. And you have a bang and an as a bullet strikes him in the helmet and knocks him down. He says, "Yeah, thwip, 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 thwip." As a bunch of gunfire shoots through the forest. "Jeff, the Austinian army squad has been chasing me." Jeff, it's like, "You just had to try and shoot me and give our position away." "Well, no way in hell am I letting them catch me." It's like, "See ya. Thanks for the cigarettes, I guess." Frankie just takes off running throughout the forest. And Lloyd just looks at him furious. And he goes, damn it! As he gets up wobbly and shaking and stumbles his way through the forest getting away. He's like, It's like, what is this? What on earth am I doing? You see just blood running down the side of his face. And you see later that night, so, getting injured was your ticket off the front lines, huh? Must be nice. You're a lucky guy, Roland. Back on a wing and a prayer. Jeff, ha 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 ha. And you see Lloyd with a bandage over his eye, walking on a crutch. You see later that night with a blub blub. He's peeling some potatoes in the kitchen. Jeff, huh? It's like, wait, is that you, advisor? Oh, what the hell? And you see these three other grown-up army guys walking by him. You see Lloyd looking at them in surprise. And you have, General? Corporal? Major? It is him! It's Advisor! No way, it can't be! It's like, we looked everywhere for you. When we couldn't find you, we thought you were dead. They all come to Shield, like patting him on the back with a slap slap. It's like, you're really alive! This is incredible! It's like, banged up, but still. It's like, holy heck, you got big. Oh. And you see you guys, and you see Lloyd just starting to tear up as he starts breaking down. Whoa, hey now, what's with all the tears? It's like, but it's like still the crybaby after all these years. And you see him just clenching his fist. It's like the first bombs fell right on that warehouse, the one that I found for us to play in. I'll blame myself all this time for your deaths. It's like, right, and that day, didn't you leave to go somewhere? It's like, to help with the festival decorations? Yeah, that was it, and we went chasing after you. Right after we left, boom. I mean, I did lose a few classmates that day, and I lost a brother. But you made it, Advisor, what a relief. It's like, yeah, now let's all go kick some Austanian butt. This time, all four of us will be on the Westalis team. Even if we are all just privates instead of being corporals and stuff. And then one of them surprised, like, wait, you're a sergeant? And Lloyd's like, purely by chance. It's like, all our officers kept dying in combat, so it's like, oh man, it's like, forgive my impertinence, sir. It's like, cut that out, I don't care about that. It's like, all I want is to have fun with you guys like we used to. He's like, are you free this weekend? There's a great restaurant in the next town over. And they're all silent before they go, our squad's actually being deployed tonight. They say we're being mobilized for the Roberts campaign. It's like, is that so? Jeff, hey Roland, get those onions over here already. Like, Roland, but your name's so they have redacted. He's like, oh, that's just a nickname. It's like, well, as soon as you get back, let me know. Promise me. It's like, you bet. Oh, man. And you see Lloyd smiling all happily. He looks so much younger again. Like, I think it's because the lines on his face are drawn like a little bit less sharp, but like there's a significant change from like when he looks like all Jaden Cynical's faces and features look sharper compared to this. And you see, later on I would learn that the operation they were assigned to was ill-conceived and recklessly planned. All that came back with my friends were 3 dog tags. If I'd known the details of that operation, could I have stopped them? If I'd known what the enemy was planning, could I have stopped the whole operation? It's like, no. I didn't have that sort of power. I didn't know how to get that sort of power. I didn't know anything. I never did. I didn't know the real reason the war had started. I thought there wouldn't be a war at all. I'd been convinced they'd all died in the bombing. I hated the enemy without knowing why. I picked up a gun without knowing why. I obeyed my country without knowing why. Ignorance isn't bliss. Ignorance is weakness. Ignorance is a sin. And again, just a standout panel with Lloyd just standing on this field with all these guns just like protruding out of the ground in various places. It's really well done. You see him again back in the kitchen as he's chopping an onion with a chop, 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 chop. And you see a boing, someone tosses one up and goes, this whole world is one giant onion. And it's like big and round with one false layer after another. And if you cut through those layers of lies, there are going to be tears. And you see this guy dressed like a stereotypical spy with a little hat and jacket sitting on a crate nearby. And Lloyd's like, I'm sorry, but these are military rations, so don't touch that. They aren't for sale. The guy just slowly gets up with a thump and a tump as he walks closer. And Lloyd checks out his nice shoes and pants as he goes, Is he military? He's like, yes, I'm in the military. It's like, it's what I wanted you to think. I assume he's saying because they're so polished, I assume he's speculating on the why. I don't know. He goes, but it also happens to be true. Although I don't have a rank or insignia. What is he talking about? Who is this guy? So he goes, Roland Spoofy? No, wait. Or is it redacted? Lloyd's like, he knows my real name. It's like, so, you use the identity of a dead older man from your hometown in order to enlist before your legal age. That's quite the feat. Shame that a reunion with old friends exposed your little ruse. In this day and age, that sort of thing will get a man investigated for espionage, you know? So you're military police? And the guy's like, no, I'm military intelligence, and I've come here to recruit you. You see Lloyd just completely taken aback as he goes, you've got real talent, Sergeant Spoofy, but there's a weapon that will suit it better than any firearm. Information. The strongest and most essential weapon of all. In this day and age, no nation can even begin to fight without it. And yet, we're always short-handed. Would you mind lending us one of yours? By which I mean, join us, or I'll have you court-martialed. Lloyd's like, what the fuck? So he tosses in the onion and goes, I do hope you'll agree to help out, for the sake of winning this war. Pack your bags and be at the South Station at noon on Tuesday. Wear civilian clothes. I'll explain the situation to your commanding officer. See later outside, Lloyd sitting on one of the crates, looking down at his friend's dog tags. As he goes, all the information in the world won't bring him back now. Nothing I do will allow me to return to those days again. They're gone for good. Oh, and you see him later meeting the guy at the station. He goes, I guess you really are who you claim. The company commander approved my transfer without a word. It's like, you don't believe me? Good. It's smart to be suspicious. In our line of work, even right and wrong can't be trusted. Is that everything you bought from the barracks? It's like, yeah. So give it here. He just grabs the bag and tosses it into a fire. He's like, hey! He's like, Sergeant Spoofy, or rather, redacted. It's like, you need to toss away your name and rank too. For the sake of your country, you need to be a shadow. There's no one left who knows that name anyway. So I don't care. And for that matter, my country and winning this war, I don't care about those things either. Guy's like, huh? Then why are you here? Oh. And he sees a bunch of little kids that look very similar to his friends running by them going, the wee and ha. Lloyd goes, no reason. No reason at all. This spy intelligence guy just tips his hat and goes, come with me, you little liar. And then you see him meeting Sylvia, who goes, I will be your new commanding officer. My orders are to whip you into first-rate intelligence operative through the harshest means necessary. Prepare yourself. And you see, ah! He's just falling back with a crackle, a wah. And he says, ah! As Lloyd just sets up with a jolt. He's like, And George's like, oh, good, you're awake. You're really tossing and turning. It's like, where the heck? It's like, oh, right. Lloyd's house. It's like, why do I feel like it was somewhere I haven't seen in a long, long time? It's like, why do I smell blood and dust and gunpowder? It's like, were you having a bad dream, Papa? It's like, no. It's like, I don't remember. You see the dream memory kind of just fuzzing out. And you see Anya just kind of patting him on the head and going, there. It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. And Lloyd's all embarrassed, like, stop that, I'm fine. It's like, why was he asleep on the sofa anyway? And Anya just straight faces like, I got a tinnitus bolt and you fell down. And he just glares at her. And she runs away with, no, evil Papa's back. He's like, I'm not angry yet. And he just sighs like, it's like, that's right. The damage to Operation Strix is. And Anya comes back looking all remorseful. He's like, I'm sorry I messed up, Papa. He's like, but it brought you closer to Damien, right? And she nods. It's like, Plan B's going swimmerly. So he just looks and thinks back to his friends and goes, well, that's a good thing, don't you think? Friends are important. Cherish them. And you see Bond just ruining them all with a little grumble with his stomach. He's like, sounds like I'd better get dinner started. Jeff will go, woof! It's like, oh, that's right. We still have plenty of onions. What should I make? It's like, soup! Super hot soup! And you see him setting the table as they're getting ready for their dinner. Oh, all right. So Lloyd flashback is over. Not too much more to add. I think this time around, like this just set up. I think, or not set up. Gave us, I think, the context at least for a little bit of the present events. So it gave us a little bit more context. You know what the motivation was that set Lloyd down the path to becoming a spy. Like his humble, quote unquote, humble beginnings uh, thereof. It also kind of established like, all right, his first meeting with Frankie. So I assume we'll probably get some more information later on, like how they got back in touch again and how he made Frankie into his informant at a later date. But it was nice to get kind of like that little bit of background info and flashback on Lloyd's past and his motivations. I think the most intriguing thing about this is the fact that his name has been his actual name has been, I don't know why I did actual name for that. His actual name has been redacted in the story. Like on the one hand, I could see it as just being solely like what am I looking for? Just a narrative touch to be like, oh, of course he's a spy, so of course his official name's gonna be redacted, so on and so forth. But I do wonder if this is more potentially that, because we know at some point like the secrets are gonna come out. Like Yor and Anya and Lloyd are like they're all gonna figure out each other's secrets, and I think the family will potentially break up at some point before reforming. So I wonder if we're going to have a moment where Lloyd is like going to officially tell like Yor and Anya what his real name is. Like once they decide to be a real family again, I wonder if he's gonna tell them like what his actual name is, as kind of like a sign of like trust and acceptance and that kind of thing. And that's why the redacted is playing into, because we're eventually gonna get the reveal of what it is. But yeah, apart from that, good chapter. Looking forward to seeing where we're gonna get to next. I still want some Yor backstory and a little bit more Yor development. I feel like she still has, or she's still at all the cast like needs the most with regards to that. But we'll see what happens. But with all that said, like I mentioned at the start of the video, channel update is out on the channel now, or hopefully it should be by the time you see this. So check that out if you want an update on what's happening with regards to read-throughs and everything like that. And like I mentioned in the channel update, if you haven't already, I don't know why you'd be watching this video if you aren't a fan of the series already. But do check out the Spy Family anime. It's doing a phenomenal job of adapting the material. It's really well animated. It's a lot of fun. Definite highlight of my week. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Expect the other Spy Family chapter video to also drop tonight. Like I said, hopefully from this point on I will be able to actually get to these chapters as they come out. As always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, this is Ash. Talk to y'all later.